What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Buzz Club, and you are tuned into the Hi segment. I know it's your favorite segment. So we have here today, come on,
hello,
and Vinny.
What's up?
Something that I always tell my gay friend is that I think that the gay community sometimes is a bit shallow, and it's like if you don't look good enough or if you're not slim enough, it's like no one wants to sleep with you, whatever. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of promiscuity in there. So how important is it to practice safe sex and get tested, whether gay or straight relationships?
I think it matters a lot. I mean, if you're gonna be with someone and you can have this agreement that, hey, I'm with you, you're with me, no one else, okay, and you guys have unprotected sex. But it's like, you guys go get tested together, go.
But
let's be real for a second, because like you have a child.
Yeah, I do have
and
a
you're
child.
young. Like that's not a bad thing.
Right.
I totally like support you.
Right.
But at the same time, like, and by support you, I mean your life, your decision,
definitely.
your choices. Yeah. But at the same time, like, listen, a child is kind of like an STD too.
Definitely.
Like, and it's not a bad
yes.
thing. Like, it's a blessing, and like children are great. But like here you are, 23 in college, and you're a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like. That's tough. That's
it's
tougher
hard.
than me having AIDS, in my opinion, because all I have to do is take a pill.
Yeah.
You have to raise a child for the rest of their life.
Filter everything in your life because that child's influenced by that.
I think safe sex is important.
Definitely.
I think that even if you're in a committed relationship, if you don't want a child, there are
birth control, contraception, there's everything.
But at the same time, like, I'm just as guilty as you. I had unsafe sex, and look at where it got me. Like, I am full of HIV now, and, like, I had to deal with this for the rest of my life. So I think that getting tested is important. Definitely. Especially if you have more than one partner, or, like, if you feel like maybe you don't trust your partner. And how long have you known this person you're sleeping with? Yeah. Do you really know that you can trust them? Because I'll tell you what, men are pigs.
Definitely.
Wow.
But women can be just
And do you know that the HIV rate for Black women is higher than anything else?
Definitely.
Because
let them
men
know.
lie. Yeah. Men lie about their status. Do you So like I'm really open about my HIV, and I'm like, this is who I am. Well, it's part of who I am. It's not like my first signifier. I identify as an artist first and foremost. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, like in the top 5 is gay and HIV positive as well. Right. And cancer survivor is up in there too. And so like at the end of the day, I know that like I have all these friends who have HIV, and there are websites that are like manhunt.net and like Adam for Adam and all these different websites. Grindr. Now I can LoJack and tell you where you're at in accordance to my position on the planet. Like you're 20 feet away. I can tell that from this app on my phone. And these people don't tell you that they're positive. No. Constantly, I'm like the third, fourth thing out of like a conversation with me and another guy when it comes to the sex talk is I'm positive. Because I want you to know. Right. And furthermore, if you're negative, I'm not sleeping with you regardless of whether we have condoms or not, because I don't want to be the responsible party for giving you the same issue I've got. This is my opinion on HIV real fast. I'm just going to tangent for a second. I'm so mad at Magic Johnson. Yeah. 20 years he's been HIV positive, and they just put out this documentary, the announcement recently, 20 years later, about him like coming out about his HIV. What is he doing? Why didn't he spend the last 20 years advocating for HIV? Because if we had someone like him with that name, he's in such a fortunate situation and position to like go out and be like, hey, Black America, this is affecting you. Let me help you. Let me teach you. We haven't had somebody stand up about this since Pedro from The Real World. Or Ryan White, that little boy who was heterosexual and full of AIDS. And, like, because of those people, we have things in place. Definitely. But Magic Johnson, like, he could have done so much with the last 20 years. And he's only now kind of starting
as
to.
a person,
Elizabeth Taylor was really big with HIV, too.
She was.
She definitely would make her soul rest in peace. She was a Pisces, also. Fabulous. About a lighter subject.
Okay.
Do you think Beyonce really had a baby?
I don't think she had a baby.
I think Jay-Z and Beyonce are beards. I think that they're beards. I think that she was like, yo, I'm having a baby, and 2 months later she had it. Yeah. And look, 2 months did you see how pretty she was in her hospital bed with her baby? I'm like, no.
I don't think she had a baby.
That did not happen.
Why not?
I mean, I had a baby. I mean, I don't have any stretch marks. I still have my pecs and my figure, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't see how she had.
But Beyonce is my age. She's 31. So you're 23. You bounce back. She won't.
Real.
That's easy.
I mean, I seen the talk show with her in a dress, and the belly was flopping, and I'm like, wow, I've been pregnant. That belly did not flop.
Yeah, a lot of things were strange to me about the whole pregnancy, and just the fact it was uber secretive. It's like, okay, yes, you want to leave the secretive life, and yes, you don't want us to be all up in your business, but motherhood is such a great and grand time for women, and it's for just your first child. Your first child. We barely saw her on the streets pregnant. Barely.
Yeah,
Ever. Or without anything on. Like, we barely... What about the pregnancy pictures?
Not to even
what about that? What about the... Jessica Simpson?
What about the
pregnant.
baby?
I mean, she's been pregnant for 10 years.
When have you ever seen a famous person not, like...
embrace their pregnancy?
Like, exploit their pregnancy.
But that's the thing, they're exploiting it in different ways by, putting out little music like, oh, Blue Ivy's crying in the background.
Crying.
Oh, this is Blue Ivy
her
in
name.
the show.
Don't
the
say
name
that.
itself is
I think secretly Kanye and Jay-Z are sleeping together and Beyonce is just there to cover it up and that they had to have a baby. Because who's going to listen to them if they're not hetero?
I mean, definitely it seems like a business relationship at this point.
I think
for this baby to
a marriage
appear,
of convenience.
For this baby to appear out of nowhere. And then like I heard like on Facebook yesterday I was on it, someone said, oh, Beyonce's wedding dress finally revealed. Excuse me?
But,
who was waiting around to see that wedding dress, number one? And number two, who told you she even had a real wedding? Why are people making this stuff up? It could have been some secret ceremony. We don't know what they were doing, really.
Well, I think they're getting married.
Now?
I think that they're not married.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, who knows what they were doing at the time when,
I don't know.
All these people were going into their loft or whatever the time was when they got married. I'm Mrs. Carter or whatever.
I don't know. And you know what, Beyonce? I feel like, if you want your privacy, you got that. You dance, you sing, you shake it, you drop it like it's hot. You deserve your quiet time. So why should we all want to peer into your personal life? You're right.
That's true, too. But at the same time, I think it's kind of unfair to become a celebrity and expect some severe kind of privacy. Like,
you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Like
this Lady Gaga,
right.
I need to step out of the media for a minute. Screw that. Like, if it were me, like, I would take my celebrity status and be like, here I am.
What's up?
Like,
worship me because I need it. I need your attention. I've been begging for it since I was born, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna eat it up. Look at my pregnant belly.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like in the streets like and
hello?
Then she posed, and then look at the baby bump from this side. Yes, we are eating food because I am pregnant. Like, I'd be like doing the most pregnant. Like, I'd be having fun with the paparazzi.
Yeah.
I'd be making jokes, but I feel like Beyonce, it's almost as if she seems robotic. And did you see the Saturday Night Live skit that they did with her?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God!
Which one?
With Blue Ivy, the baby, they did this big skit.
I gotta see it.
They did such a good job with it, but it made Beyonce sound monotone, like she's just like an airhead. Mm-hmm. And I mean, pretty much that's what she gives us, We love your music. We love her music,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, who are you? How can we relate to you? And some people
are you
don't
really
relate
think
to
that
us.
she writes her music, though? I don't.
I
think Jay-Z wrote Sasha Fierce.
That album was fierce.
It was too good. Like, her first 2 albums, I was like never interested in it. I was like, okay, I hear this like radio single and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I've heard it enough that I like it. But then Sasha Fierce come out and I was like,
you were like, yeah.
Oh my God.
You're a pop.
I love everything.
I almost hurt myself. I was like trying to like pop it on the floor and I was like,
I'm like, this is what I listen to before I go
work.
out. But then I'm like, why does it sound so much like a female Jay-Z?
Because he wrote a lot
of
it. Nice. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this segment up of the Beehive. We had way too much fun. They should have brought us coffee and donuts in here because let me tell you.
You can't eat in front of camera.
We can't. That'd be messy. We don't want to mess up this pretty face, But thank you guys for tuning in to the Beehive. Is there anything you guys would like to say as we wrap this up?
Sure. If you're watching this and you want to help out with the Urban Success Academy, volunteer 5 hours of community service this summer by contacting me at 856-246-9996 or at smithcamone@gmail.com.
And I want to volunteer.
Awesome. Bye.
I just think that you should follow me on Twitter and Facebook because you never know when I'm going to put out something new and great and artistic. And check out TV Comics on Facebook too. We just started a site for that on Facebook as well. So it's growing.
That.
I also have a fan page. It's r.Vincent John. So no period is my personal page. With the period is my fan page. Yeah. Like it all.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be seeing so much more of these people, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the scenes. Definitely check us out. Peace.
What's going on? My name is Garen Gibbs, owner of ConcreteCakes.com, and we're chilling with the Buzz Club.
What's buzzing, everyone? I am your host, Honeybee, and you are tuned into the Buzz Club. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, it's my hat. I am wearing one of the most fantastic hats from a girl, well, not a girl, a woman, and not just any woman. Her name is Malica, and she's here to show us how she came up with the concept of these hats. Malica, tell everyone hello. Yes. You're on the Buzz Club.
Hi.
How does it feel? Are you nervous?
A little bit,
Don't
yes, I am.
Okay, what is your company name?
My company name is Malica in the Hat Millinery. Okay. And the website is Malica, oh well, I should start again.
Well, okay, yeah, just give it to us. We can all shop it up.
The website is www.milicainthehat.com.
Okay, first of all, I just want to thank you for having us in your home because we ran into each other at an event, RAW. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization RAW?
Oh, RAW is awesome. They put together all different types of artists, makeup artists, hair people, fashion, paintings. All of us come together, and my hats were on the runway.
Yeah, so they featured you in the month of March at RAW, and I just so happened to come that evening, and this woman, this gorgeous woman, was wearing such a funky hat, and she was with her mother, who, by the way, you guys are going to just love her. One day you'll have to meet her. You guys had these wonderful hats on, and I was like, oh my God, where'd you get the hat from? What did you say?
Thank you, I made it.
Yeah. So, okay, first of all, how do you get the concept to make any one of these creative pieces?
It really depends. They're all very floral. They're all sort of nature inspired. I don't have a design background and I don't know how to draw, so it really takes some work to try to balance them and make them to be perfect. I use natural elements such as pine cones. There's a lot of green, flowers. So
ribbon and bows. Look at this one.
Yeah.
So on average, how long does it take to make one of these creations, or does it vary upon certain pieces?
It varies. Some are more complicated than others, so I would say a couple of hours, definitely a couple of hours, and then I come back to it.
When did you start making these hats?
About a year and a half ago. I had won first place in the Radnor Hunt Chapeau contest, and so that was... It's actually a horse race that takes place in every May, and I'm on the junior race committee. So that was sort of a catalyst. I got so much attention for the hat that I wore, it was unbelievable. And so I also figured that for my business, that when a woman wears one of my pieces, people will flock to her. She's going to get so much attention, and she can really talk about anything that she wants after that.
So like, who are some of your best customers? Like, what do they say? Like, where are they wearing your hats to?
Actually, they're mostly wearing them to horse races. My customers aren't really in the city, which is a market that I'd love to break into.
Which is a shame. What?
So they're mostly from Malvern and Paoli and out in that direction.
Well, you know how city girls could definitely wear these hats? Something like this, I would wear in the summertime at a rooftop party. You know, I'd have a really beautiful dress on it in the spring or the summer, and I'll just, put it on my hair. This one clips. Oops. Yep. Drop the flower. Just love it. And I mean, anyone really can wear these hats.
Oh, it goes this way.
Yes.
It's okay. I didn't glue this one on because basically this is a fascinator. There's two clips here, and so you just clip it onto the side of your head like that.
Yeah.
And
gorgeous.
and then the flower stays there. There's no reason to, or you could take it out if you don't like it. There's many ways.
And I'm really girly, I love flowers. I love pretty things. This whole collection right here just screams spring. The flowers are blooming, and summer colors. Like, you definitely can be the showstopper, right, at a party. Seriously, and if you know me, if anyone knows Honey, you guys know I like to showstop when I walk into the building. So nothing says I've arrived than a sassy hat.
Yeah.
So like, how much does it typically go for these different hats?
It varies. From 60 to about 150.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the higher end for these. I have other ones which are actual hats where there's a lot of feathers involved, which are much more complex, but
like more big hats.
Yes.
Wow. So where do you typically make these hats? Do you have like a workshop or a place that you go to kind of?
No, I actually just do it at home. I've got boxes, clear boxes full of supplies, and I just mostly do it on the weekends.
Yeah. Oh, so what do you do like during the weekdays?
I'm actually a loss mitigation specialist at a bank.
Would you believe that? So you were bitten by the artsy fartsy bug, right?
Yes.
It just like bit you one night and you were like, oh, I have to, right?
I love my day job. I really do. I love what I do. So, but this is just, it's a creative outlet, and I hope that, you know, other women also love to wear these hats.
So what did your friends say when you started making these hats?
They thought it was pretty wild. They definitely, I don't think that they expected something like this from me.
Especially because you said you were a Capricorn, right?
Yes.
And Capricorns can be pretty reserved at times and pretty conservative. But I always say Capricorn throws you a wild card every once in a blue moon and says, hey, I'm fun, I'm spunky, and I guess this is your crazy Capricorn side.
Yeah.
Where do you really see your business taking off to? What do you hope and dream for it?
I hope that my hats are really going to grace the cover of magazines. I hope that they're going to be very well known. I hope that maybe a celebrity will wear them, and ultimately I would love to have a store. At this point, I don't think it would be able to pay for a mortgage, but maybe one day.
I hope to see it in Fashion Week, in New York, in California, in Milan. I hope to see it everywhere because honestly, I have not seen anything like this since, well, I don't think ever. You know? And it's just amazing how you do this and just really open yourself up creatively like that.
It's very stress relieving. It's a lot of fun. I feel like it's a process where I don't really have to conform to anything.
Right.
The only thing that it has to happen is that it has to fit on your head and it has to balance. Other than that, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
When I go to work in the morning, I dress conservatively, sort of nerdy, and so this is just, I can do anything I want, and I love that feeling.
Yeah,
I mean, freedom.
Truly, indeed, and it just shows that creation, art is just limitless, right? Someone really close to me said, if you can think it, you can do it.
This one, actually, it's a funny story. So my uncle runs the Tesla Science Foundation, and one year for Halloween, I decided to dress up as the Wardenclyffe Tower. So this was basically the top of the tower. This was my hat that I wore. It does not balance well, but this is the first hat that I ever made, which is not for sale, which is
it's like symbolic, isn't it?
Yeah. So I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Oh, I got sentimental value hat.
Yeah.
But I like it because this was the hat that started it all, and she put on her thinking cap. The light bulb went up. Well, it went on, like Ben Franklin would say. Let there be light, and she created what you see now before you. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. So if you could describe your hats in 3 words, what would it be?
Whimsical, avant-garde, wild.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. You guys need to definitely check out her website because she's only been doing this for a year and a half, and so far she's come up with these amazing creations, and they're one of a kind too. So that's, you know, for me, I love one of the kind pieces. I don't want to walk into a party and the next person has something that I have on. I'm sorry. Some people might think it's selfish, but I just think that everyone should be unique and stand out on their own. So no one wants to have a hat that another girl can buy at the nearest Ross or H&M. You know, you want to have one of these Malica's hats, the Millinery hats. This is perfect. Look at this.
And also, if people want to write me an email or inbox me on Facebook, I also have a page there. They can always come over and try them and really see what they like. It's a much better experience, I think, than going online if they're local in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, and she just invited you to her home.
So just contact me. And
yes. So I think you guys really have been able to see kind of like the gist of what we're doing here. Can I try some more of these hats on?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's go. Wow, this hat is so cool. What do you call it?
It's my Betty Crocker Fascinator.
Betty Crocker?
Yes.
Cool, Betty Crocker.
I actually wore that one for New Year. I love it. The woman who created the image of Betty Crocker, Marjorie Husted, became very well known quickly in American households. And also she lived to the age of 94, so I thought that was inspirational and perfect for New Year.
Yeah. So you thought you get a little bit of luck, huh?
Wow. Is that okay? Yeah. Alright, let me get these
tea. Well, that's what I love about hats, the fact that you can be anyone and play around for a day with your hat, because this right here,
it's true.
Like I have to be.
It matches your top too, the pink bow, pink flowers.
It's lady, very feminine lady. And you have this, like when you wear it, you have to be like this. As if you don't know that you have this hat on your head. You're like, oh, this, my hat. Why? This is a millinery hat.
Absolutely like this. Maybe big, but yeah.
Much attitude. Okay.
I love this hat just because of the angles. It's amazing, and the navy blue is such a royal, nice color. It can go with anything. I have 2 pheasant feathers and some green moss, which bring it a little bit of color. I just love this hat. It's classic.
Mother Earth. This is a thank you, kind of ode to Mother Earth, I think you call it that. It'd be a funky girl that could wear this to her wedding, I'm telling you. It seems like a veil almost.
Right, it
You know
does.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like that effect of it.
It's fun.
It's really,
It's got a lot going on, and it's colorful.
yeah. This is Madonna. This is like a virgin.
Yes.
Touched for the very first time. It's very that kind of 80s, 90s kind of girl, you know? So she's a hat for everybody. So you can't say I didn't tell you. You cannot say that. And I like the fact that it's comfortable enough. You almost think you're gonna break it because they're so like intricate, but they're really put on like they're secure.
Tight.
You know, they're
Yeah.
tight. It's not like, oh, I put it on, it's gonna fall off any second. Like,
Or if you do feel like that, also
Yeah.
you can put clips on the sides.
Okay.
So, you know, sometimes they're too big on someone's head, it really depends, or too
Right.
narrow, so you can always clip it on.
Yeah. It's always an option. Thank you so much, Melissa, for having me here.
Thank you, Bintu.
All right, so Buzz Club, thank you for tuning in. Now let's drop a pose.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite girl to speak, Honeybee, because the girl is so sweet.
Welcome back. Yes, it's the original, none can be duplicated Honeybee, okay? We are here in the wonderful Philly Cam Studios, and of course, you guys know I have a Honeybee letter for you. Let's check into the suitcase to see what we have. Today's letter comes from someone who calls himself not your baby mama. I think we know a little bit about that. All right. Dear Honeybee, I need some help sooner rather than later. I met this guy about 6 months ago, and from the moment we met, he caught my attention. It wasn't even that he was flashy or doing anything remotely crazy to stand out, but he was cool. Anyways, I gave him my card at a restaurant, and he emailed me. However, I was definitely excited when he wrote that and began our friendship. However, I would say after talking for a few days via phone, something suddenly came up that halted our progress. He confessed to me that he was a new father, but the circumstances were rather shady. Him and the child's mother actually broke up during her pregnancy, but they were maintaining a mature relationship in order to be good parents. I respected that and found it admirable, but as I am young, in my 20s, and I have no kids on my own or unnecessary dramas to live with, I halted further progress. I told him to at least go back to her and try to work it out because the baby was new and it was still too early to give up and become yet another statistic. A few months later, I ran into him again at a local spot. I could tell we were both happy to see each other. What were the odds? So of course we emailed again and chatted. At this point, all we've ever done was talk on the phone. We've been on a few dates. I was apprehensive at first, but after he admitted again that they weren't together and he lives in his own condo, I gave in. And as luck would have it, the date was a hit. And now I'm wondering if I'm doing the right thing by becoming involved with a 30-something-year-old man with a child, knowing what consequences there are. I'm not looking for anything serious, but I do like this guy. What should I do? Sincerely, not your baby mama. Interesting. Yeah. If you weren't looking for anything serious, you wouldn't even be asking me all of this. You would just be having fun, right? You meet people, you go out, you have a good time, that's it. So let's not lie to each other, okay? You're looking for something, a little something. Maybe not marriage, but you definitely want to make sure that this guy is not with someone else, which would hinder your progress of having a potential relationship, right? Let's be fair, okay? Now, you're saying that, you know, he just had this baby, which is brand new. You're a very smart girl. I just want to tell you off the break, because you definitely gave him the right advice, I think, by telling him initially to try and work it out. Because I think that a lot of young couples today are, you know, having children outside of wedlock. It's a new thing. It's a modern phenomenon. Do I agree with it? I don't know. I agree more in family structures. And, you know, that's why I decided to wait. And I still don't have any kids. You know, I'm just 25 years old. However, to each its own. You know, when you're ready, you're ready. You know, what can we say about that, right? But you're in your 20s. You have no kids. Becoming a parent is a huge responsibility. And it honestly eats up much of your life. What are your expectations from him? You know, do you understand that maintaining a relationship with him would mean that some of their time will be taken from you? Are you going to be demanding in that? Or will you understand that he has to be a father first? When he says he has to go over to the child's mother's house and do whatever, are you going to be accommodating to that? Because he's being honest with you and saying that they're not together, but they still are maintaining a friendship, you know? Are you okay with that friendship? Do you even want to put yourself through that? I mean, how many young 20-something-year-old men are out there who don't have kids, who you can have free fun with and not worry about all of this, right? I mean, it's up to you. It's your choice. And also, you said that, you know, about drama and consequences. Look, unless he says it's drama, unless you see drama, then it's no drama. I think that some people handle the relationships okay with their child's mother, and some people, it's a complete chaos. And you should leave those situations alone. So it really is your comfort level. How comfortable is he making you? How much is he involving you in the whole situation? And at the same time, how much do you want to be involved? Do you want to play a stepmom role, or do you just want to watch on the sidelines? And it's kind of like, okay, when you're done with that, come hang out with me. You know, sometimes we kind of feel like that. And it's okay, because you're validated in that. You don't have any kids. You don't have to deal with all that, right? Right. And honestly, for those of you who are having children outside of wedlock, it's disheartening to see couples breaking up during pregnancies and things like that. And for the most part, the reason is you're not getting to know each other. You're rushing, and you're really only with each other from physical attraction. If you really got a chance to know each other and remove the sex aspect and just really date and be really good friends, then most of you will be better parents. Nas and Khalees were married, but they broke up during her pregnancy. I mean, a lot of people are just breaking up, and the children are the ones that suffer. So before you make that big decision to start a family with someone, like, really, guys, get to know the person. Make sure that that's what you want. Make sure you can see this person being not just your baby mom, but your wife. And if you don't think that they're worthy of that, and if you don't even think that you're going to really last that long with them, don't sleep with them unprotected. Once again, wear a condom. What is wrong with you people? Are you guys crazy? Like, it's insane. It's insanity. Really, it's insanity. So honestly, we wouldn't have any of these situations if you would just strap it up and make the right decision. And for those of you who want to date people with kids, you know, be open to it. Don't always shut it down. It's just, every situation is different, you know. Find one that tailors to yours. Don't forget to send in your responses to this letter, and also send in your own letters to teamhoneybee@gmail.com. And also, don't forget to like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/thebuzzclub. You can also find me on Twitter at bin2honeybee. Let's chat. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about relationships. Let's keep it real. All right? You have officially been buzzed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.